You tuned in to a really real show, straight facts coming from the big bro, Brandon. Tuned in to a really real show, straight facts coming from the big bro, Brandon. Relatable to everyone and anyone who listen. Relatable to everyone and anyone who listen. Relatable to everyone and anyone who listen. You tuned in to a really real show, straight facts coming from the big bro, Brandon. Tuned in to a really real show, straight facts coming from the big bro, Brandon. The real.
Yo, what's happening, fam? Big bro in the building, man. Look, you are back live with Big Brother Brandon. Hey, man, I got a special guest. I wanted to say another special guest, but man, I brought my brother back, man. Listen, we got none other than Mr. B Wright on the track. What's happening with it, bro?
Oh, now what's sound, man? I'm cool, big brother. I'm good. Glad to be
Man,
in the lab with you, man.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, man, look, man, what we need to do, man, we want to catch up. We started the other day. We kind of chopped it up a little bit. You know, it was right on the spot at the pre listening, the listening party, the private listening party for the new album. What I want to do, hey, we gonna get all that out the way first before we dig deep, cause y'all know live with Big Brother Brandon May. You know, hey, you already know it's Mr. Real Talk, so we gonna keep it real. And what we want to do in that keeping it real is we want to deal with real live life situations. You know what I'm saying? So look, go ahead and plug the album right quick. Double album on the way. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about that, and then we gonna dive into that real.
Yeah, man, most definitely, man. Like you say, man, I got two projects actually coming out next Tuesday, man. Both of them gonna be dropping on our streaming platforms. First project called Wax Music. And the second project is self-entitled Wright. You know my last name. So the difference between both of the projects, pretty much, man. Wax Music gonna be, like the hype side, high energy, but still on some on some real talk. And then you switch it over once you get done with that project. You got the luxury of waiting a little while, or you could just dive straight into the right project, man. And the right project is gonna be my, my the mind of me, like my thoughts, man, and just life situations and slower tracks. Pretty much you getting a chance to dig kind of deep and see through my eyes through the music, man. So it's an experience all in one, man. Got 29 tracks all together. Got 15 tracks.
29.
Yeah, got 15 tracks on the first one on Wax Music, and I got 14 on Right. Like I said, man, I ain't dropped nothing, excuse me, since Splash Music, man, and that was in 2018. So it's been a long 6 years, man. So y'all lucky I ain't
Man,
getting more than 29 songs right now, man. But believe
come
that,
on,
man.
man. 'Cause one thing I know about
Yeah.
it, you stay working. You stay working, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
stay working. And
You
man,
know
look, I
that.
want to dwell on this project just for a second, man. And like I say, we're gonna segue in everything else, man, because look, one of the things that that we all pretty much agreed on this subject, man, on this project, man, was man, this thing was like a gumbo. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Yeah.
mix of all kind of stuff, man. Listen, y'all gotta go grab this, man. We got TikTok hits on there, man. We got some real life hits on there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real talk, man. It embodies Louisiana music, and I love it. You know, man. That's a cultural thing, man. Definitely in BR, man. Listen, and speaking of that, man, listen, say we call Mr. B Wright Mr. Baton Rouge, the unofficial mayor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, anytime we go and hit the city, you know, if you need anything, man, you call him, man. He know where it's at. Man, you go this way. He like a GPS round there. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
that. You know that. You
Say,
know that.
man, he embellishes the heart of the community, man. And I'm gonna say this here, man, straight up. The man, that boy to rep that 225 everywhere we go. You know, Florida, this state, that state, Mississippi, wherever. Hey, he put on for the city, man, in a very major way. So, man, listen. What we want to do, let's take it back. Let's take it back.
Hmm.
All the way back to the beginning. So with music, one of the funny things, I remember in the very beginning, man, we was at a concert, man, and we was kind of running it afterwards. And I told you I played the drums. You told me that's when you got started playing the drums. Man, tell us about your musical journey, bro. Because it sounds like music
Man,
has been a part of your life forever. Tell us about your journey in music.
yeah, so man, that's wild, man, because tell the truth, my family on both sides, man, on my mama's side and on my dad's side, man, we got buku musically inclined people on both sides, man, that's been in the industry and had an opportunity to make an impact on the music scene, man, on both sides. I know a lot of people. I don't want to go through all of them, man, but of course, on my mama's side, man, my uncle Doc No, one of the pioneers of the gospel rap music, not just in Baton Rouge, but on the scene, man. He was a big time producer down here in Baton Rouge and Louisiana, and he got saved and linked up with Prison, man, and they've been using their musical gifts to edify the body for a long time, man. So, and then we could take it to like my dad's side, man. I don't know if a lot of people know, but the older crowd may have heard of like the Lighthouse gospel singers, man. People that's with the quartet singing and stuff, man. So a lot of those people, um, just came through my bloodline. But I guess I must have been up next, man, because I'll never forget, man, when I was little, man, my mama played music all of the time, man. And I drew close to it. My favorite artist um, is, that I get a lot of my inspiration from is Ben Tankard, man. And Ben Tankard, his testimony is humongous, man, from going to the NBA to be able to, play a professional sport. And he actually got hurt, man, and he was trying to figure out what it was he was gonna do next, man. And God blessed him with the gift and talent to be able to play the piano, man. So he ended up creating a whole genre um, of instrumental gospel music, man, instrumental jazz, um, and he just been a pillar in the game, man, for a long time. So I look up to stuff like that, man. And as far as me, I was told that I had perfect pitch at a young age, man. I remember my piano teacher, man. My mama had hooked us up with a piano teacher, man. In Skylandville, man, Miss Yerby, man. And Miss Yerby,
Shout out
she
to Miss
used to,
Berber.
yeah, Miss Yerby was the truth, man. And she taught me and my sister how to play the piano. Um, and I went from playing the piano to actually getting in the band in middle school and playing the trombone and messing around with the drums and all the brass instruments and everything, and learning that stuff pretty much by ear, but learning how to read music. So I was blessed with that talent to be able to do that at a young age. Man, actually got offered a scholarship to be in the Hillman Jukebox when I was in the sixth grade. Um, and it's wild, man. So I went from that to you know, getting into the electronic side, man, and had a computer, man, and probably like around the time I was 14 years old, man, that's when they had like Fruity Loops. It's called FL Studio now, but it was called Fruity Loops back then,
Yeah,
man.
I
And
remember that.
yeah,
Them had them little Lego blocks.
yeah, man. So
Yeah.
we had that and you could download it for free. You heard me? So
Hmm.
um we in the hood, man. We ain't really we got the bootleg internet, man, so I'm trying to find ways to download what I'm seeing people making beats and stuff like man, that's something I want to do. I want to learn how to make beats, man. So they had like a free trial version that you could download the FL Studio 3. And I put it on my computer, man, and I had started playing around with like trying to make tracks and stuff like that, man. The first couple of tracks I made, man, it was like 30 seconds long. Like I couldn't, man. I didn't know how to export. I didn't know how to do nothing, man. I'm learning how to make the tracks, man. I didn't have a keyboard or a MIDI keyboard of my own, so back then, you had to use the actual computer keyboard to make the beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything you couldn't really put no feeling into it. So everything was like mid-range monotone levels, but you can get certain ideas and stuff out, man. So I started with that, and man, long story short, it took flight, man, and I started getting a little name out here, man, with making tracks and stuff like that, man, for people. Um, Had a couple ideas that you probably heard on some other songs and stuff like that, man. You probably wouldn't have known it, but that's another time, another story, man. But
Yeah, yeah.
people in BR know me, man, from making beats, bro, and you know, so the music thing been in me, bro, and I just gravitated towards it, and I got the heart of a perfectionist, man. So I work my behind off, man, when it come to that. So yeah, man, shout out to God for blessing me with that design will to want to do that, man. So yeah,
Man, that's what's up. And man, you said something that was very interesting, man. You say that, a lot of producers, they are not really musicians. They don't really necessarily play instruments, man. And a lot of people, they're going in the opposite direction that you did. You transitioned from the piano, from the keyboard to a keyboard. You know what I'm saying? And a
yeah,
lot of people start off with the keyboard and have to learn how to play the keys. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely interesting.
facts,
Definitely
facts.
interesting, man. So listen, tell us about man, let's talk about this here, man. What are some of the other producers that you've worked with? Some of the other ones that you've dealt with. How did you make like a name for yourself as far as the music? And what I
Uh,
want to do is because hey, this is the way we doing this podcast, man. We gonna make this like y'all journal straight up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We wanted to where if anybody got any questions about BA, go tune into that live to Big Brother with Big Brother Brandon. You're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? So I really like to give you guys, the artists, the floor, the guests, the floor, so that they can share their stories. You know what I'm saying? Creating a platform. So what I'm gonna give you the floor with, man. Let's check this out. Let's talk about you know how you started with the music. You know what I'm saying? As far as producing artists that you mess with, producers that you've dealt with, and how did that segue into the gospel era? Into the gospel era. You know what I'm saying? Did the gospel come first? The music come first? How did they go? How did it go from music to ministry?
Well, my story kind of crazy, man. Like I say, man, I was real young, like in BR, man. A lot of times, man. Um, Baton Rouge, man. I'm gonna tell you something like about our city, man. Like, and I know we getting a lot of exposure now, man, musically, all over the place, man. But Baton Rouge has always been like the spot for music, man. And from between us and New Orleans, man, like, uh, that's where you had to go to like get your fire, man. And I know a lot of people used to discredit BR, man, because New Orleans was doing their thing. Shout out to the city, man. But Baton Rouge, you had people always like coming down here, trying to bite off of what they see us doing as a city, like with our culture, man. We call Baton Rouge Jigger City, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
just our whole Jigger City culture, man, just been addicting to people, man. And so I came up in that era, man, from like 2003, 2004, 5, 6, all of that, man. I fell off into the music around that time, man. So as far as like different producers I done worked with, man, a lot of the household names that you see and hear a lot of times from Baton Rouge, man, I done pretty much had the opportunity to sit down and work with a lot of people. Um, catching rides, going to different studios and stuff like that, getting offered opportunities to work with different people around the city, man, that's on major scales and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how that had happened. And then of course, when I got saved, man, my uncle Doc No, we had a studio inside of the church, man, at G Force Fellowship Church, and he blessed me with the opportunity to have access to the lab and go in there and work on my craft, man, in a studio setting. But I would be at the house on my computer, man, grinding, bro. To be days where I make like no lie, probably like 25 to 30 tracks a day faithfully, man, trying to work on my craft, man, and get my name out there, man. Cause this is something I really know that I could do and wanted to do, man. So, just like I say, with being a perfectionist, bro, whatever I had to do to like try to compete with myself to make myself better, that's the type of time that I was on, and I'm still on that, man. I don't compete with people. I don't uh, line myself up next to nobody else, man, because I feel like I shortchanged myself from doing that because if it's something that I could already do on this scale, I don't need to judge it by what somebody else got going on. I'd rather just perfect it. And, of course, get the knowledge from, watching videos with industry standards and stuff like that, man. So
Yeah,
it's giving me an opportunity to work with a lot of artists and a lot of people um, with all kind of music. You know what I'm saying? But God seeing
yeah,
fit for me to do this for Him. So I mean, like you
and
said, you asked what came first, like the gospel or the rap, man. For me, I got saved, bro, and that was probably like around the worst time of my life at the time, man. Like with being involved in the street and all type of stuff I had going on, man. Hustling and at the same time playing football and stuff like that, man. But a lot of people knew me for hustling and doing a lot of the wrong things, but also for the music, man. So when I got saved, my whole goal was to learn how to be a Christian, man, and try to unlearn a lot of the stuff that I was taught as a young adult. So
mhm.
you know, I wasn't focused on music at all, man. I just wanted to learn what it was to be like, to be a Christian, man, and to not be like how I was, man. And for like rapping and stuff, man, I was probably the last person on the world you would want to rap, man. I couldn't rhyme, I couldn't freestyle, I couldn't do none of that, man. Like
Yeah,
zero. I couldn't do anything, bro, but make beats. And I didn't start learning how to rhyme and write songs until I started going to church, man, and the Bible study. And, the messages that President would be preaching. I would get like messages and write that stuff down, and I'd go home. And I started getting songs, and the stuff started. It was like elementary school raps, but you know what I'm saying. It turned into something great, and I
yeah.
be working with my tracks, and the way I be feeling, I name my track how I feel and stuff like that, and then I start playing around freestyling while I'm making the beat, and before you know it, I'm putting out a full length project in 2009, and
Man.
people actually liking it, man. So
And,
that's a
and and I
blessing, bro.
remember that, man. I remember coming into
Yeah,
the yo one time, man, and just seeing the catalogs, man. You had so many different beats, so many different
yeah,
beats. It was crazy. And I mean, I was doing the DJ thing, and I just remember, hey man, hey B man, I need to make some intros. Shoot me some, man. What you want? You want
yeah,
what style? You know how you want? It was, and that's something, man, that I've always admired about you, man. It's like you got an old soul. You studious, yet you
yeah,
carve out your own lane. You know what I'm saying? You've always had the a mindset, that hard work ethic. You know what I'm saying? You've always legitly, a trendsetter, straight up, man. And look, that I want to hop off the music for just a second because you said something that was really really dope, man. You said, man, you in making that transition, okay, from the streets to the church. You know what I'm saying? I remember my boy J Fan what he said, man. He had a point where he was too church for the hood and too hood for the church. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
For the streets, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, definitely the era when we was doing a lot of gospel rap, man. People, man, they looking at us like, man, you show that dude a minister. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
So how did that trend, and it wasn't even really a transition, but how did that affect you as far as when we look at the church, everything has it's almost like a cookie cut. It's like a cookie cut. You're supposed to be clean shaven, suit and tie, this that and other. You know what I'm saying? How was it in ministry? You know what I'm saying? As far as how hard was it just to be yourself? You know what I'm saying? How was the acceptance? The and not just the acceptance, but the impact, the influence that you guys had. How did that move? How did that evolve?
Like I said, I could really only speak for myself, personally, cause
Mhm.
air to each his own, man. But man, anybody that know me, man, know like I never have a problem with being myself, bro. Like that's part of my character. Like I've always been the person to wear like if cats wearing red shoes, I'm gonna put black ones on. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never been nobody who following nobody, man. Like I
Yeah.
want to do my own thing, but not to say like being a product of my environment, man. Like, certain things you gonna gravitate towards. That everybody is, you know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the culture, man. So, like you say, man, I rep BR to the fullest, man. I am Bad Rules, man, and Baton Rouge raised me, man, and so with that type of thing, it was wild, man, because when I did get saved, because before really getting serious about doing this, man, I always had like probably the same viewpoint a lot of people do, like you'll see church people, and you know look at them like that, but then you will see Christians, and then there's something different about them. You know what I'm saying? You looking at the church
Wait.
people,
Okay. You just
yeah,
said something. You just said something.
yeah,
Come on, man. You
yeah,
literally had a song called "Was a Christian" back in the gap, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what would you describe the difference? Because, like you said, a lot of people just get the two confused. I like to say, man, you have some people that's Christian by religion, and others is Christian by definition. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I say it a lot. But man, what I want to do, man, hey, go ahead and break down what is the difference that you see in the two. You know what I'm saying? How would you compare and contrast the two, man?
Well, like I say, everything I'm saying, I'm just speaking on personal experience, man. I remember not shooting nobody or nothing like that, but I'm just saying what it was and what it is, man. I know like before I got saved, man, um, they had churches and stuff like that in BR, man, or what like they feel like they could bait you in with a slice of pizza. And
Hmm.
and man, bro, man, people that's living like that, man, you're gonna have to do more than shoot basketball and pizza and stuff like that to try to draw me in. You know what I'm saying? I could do that in the hood, bro. I don't need no pizza, and I don't need to go shoot no basketball with you, bro. Like I need somebody who gonna show me something new and show me something
Yeah,
different. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that I feel like stuff like that's regular church people activity, man. When you got somebody a Christian that's really somebody that's a follower of Christ. Basically, it's in simplicity, somebody that's following Christ. They heart and they perception of things are gonna be different, man. So you automatically feel the reality through those type of people, man. They have a genuine heart. They trying to share the word of God, and they just being themselves, man. They not sugarcoating nothing. They ain't trying to be something that they ain't. And going back to like what you said at first. Uh, Going back to like what you said at first about basically where I was at when everything started transitioning, man. When I'll never forget, man. We was in Bible study, man, and Prism had brought up the point of when you get saved, you still keep your character, and that blew
Hmm.
my mind away, man, because for so long I see people like, man, when you get saved, you gotta start dressing with button-down shirts and Dockers and Steve Madden shoes and all this type of stuff. I'm like, man, that ain't me, man. So I'm about to stay far away as I can. I ain't about to do all that, man. But when I figured out and learned that God allows us to retain our character, and what the devil tried to use for bad, God turn it around and use it for good. He want us to continue to be ourselves for him. And once I
Hmm.
figured that
Hmm.
out, man, that blew my mind, bro. So I'm like, I bet I'm about to do this thing and I'm gonna be myself while I do it. So, I'm gonna dress the way I dress. I'm gonna come the way I come, speak the way I speak, and do music the way I do music. And whether it's accepted or not, that's the only way I can do it. So I ain't never have a problem in trying to be myself
Yeah.
in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, in order to reach somebody like me, I gotta stay myself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody
Hmm.
who is in somebody who's in a position to where I was in, I can't reach them trying to do it no other way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
It don't work like that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We not supposed to be able to reach everybody, man. God assigned us to certain people, man. We are part of the body, bro. So, you know, your foot can't do what your hand can do. Your hand can't do what your foot can do. You know, but both of
But
them
look here,
need
brother.
each other.
That's it.
Exactly.
And I think that was something that came out in conversation the other day, man. We said, man, could you have reached you doing what they asking you to do or
Yeah.
expecting you to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know even in my walk, man, that was something that I really had I wrestled with. You know, the my father's a pastor, all my uncles in ministry, my little brother in ministry, and I wrestled with, hey, like where do I fit in this here? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, man, I wasn't the suit and tie, and I'm like, man, how in the world do we do this here? And not only wrestling with how do I get accepted by, the organizations, but how do I get accepted by the organizations and also the people that I'm called to reach? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. Now, in that in that growth spell, man, the quick question. How how old were you when you started that
When I
era?
started what you mean, as far as
When you jumped off the porch with the gospel rap?
man, so
And when you got saved?
man, how old I was, man, when I first dropped, I got saved Easter Sunday 2007, man. Um and I graduated high school in 2008. Um and I dropped my first project in 2009. So I had to be about 20. I think I had to be like 20, 19 or 20 when I think I was 19. I had to be like 19, man. But I'm one of those people in the world that had a fast life. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a lot of stuff way earlier than I was supposed to. Got exposed to a lot of stuff, man. So I went through a whole lot of stuff, man. For real way.
Mm-hmm.
From being small all the way up into that age, man. So it was a lot of things that I had done that people my age hadn't got an opportunity to do or be around and stuff like that. Negative stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Negative things, man. And so for me, somebody might be thinking like, man, dude, still young. Nah, man, you gotta. That's why I'm glad we had talks like this, man, because you really have to be there. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't talk, you're not gonna know. So yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
for me at 19 years old, I probably was living like a 30-year old. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like a 30-year old at 19. And that's probably why I got all this gray hair in my head now, man.
Look,
Yeah,
I seen that when I seen the other
man.
day. I say, look, he tried to twist it up in there. The
Man, bro, yeah, it's in that thing.
but man, I get it, man. I get it. And like I say, it's such a sensitive place in ministry a lot of times, man, because not only and I think this is something real that we dealing with, not only are we trying to grow and reach and help others, but we also have personal issues that we're trying to grow and overcome. You know what I'm saying? The same way that we're trying to lead others to Christ, man. A lot of times, man, we're fighting our own battles, trying to get there ourselves, get close to ourselves, man. How if you had to describe that journey, how has your walk evolved? Because not,
It's
we kind of touched on it the other day. When we started off, man, well, I was already, I'm old, I'm big bro. You know what I'm saying? But when you guys started off, y'all was almost like teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And now, you've grown into your own. Like, how has and I'm sure that not only have you grown into your own, but people have come and gone. Relationships have evolved and changed. We've lost some people. Shout out, man. Shout out to True Dog, man. We've lost
yeah,
some people that were very influential to us. The how has all of those that evolution, how has it changed and evolved your ministry? Or just
man.
your,
But
and I don't even want to keep saying your ministry. And let me back up right quick, man, because that's something we want to do, man. I believe in it as you go ministry. It ain't. I'm not just gonna sit here, and you really, really inspired that saying. I don't know if you even remember it, but you used to say, "Man, when I got saved, it didn't come with no time card. Ain't no clocking out. This 24/7." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I believe that, and that really impacted me because I was like, we don't just stop and do ministry, we are ministry. So we
yeah.
have to get out of the mindset of, okay, it's time to clock in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, man, we gonna, like I say, that's a whole nother conversation too. One of the problems we run into is when it's time to do ministry, we go to do ministry, but we come home and clock out, and all hell be breaking loose at home sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So if we develop that mentality that says, "Hey, we always on the clock," man, it consistently grows and goes. But anyways, like I was saying, man, how how has your life evolved? We're going through all those transitions.
It's done just that evolve, man. And I think, like I said, just my personal viewpoint, man. Like when you get saved at a young age, um, you get on this, you zealous, and it don't matter, how old you are when you get saved, man. But when you first get saved, you're on fire. You trying to be the best Christian in the world. You, so to speak, you really trying to be a super Christian, especially if you were living that life, man, and you trying your best not to go back to that. You trying super hard to please God. You trying to win souls. You asking everybody and their mama to come visit your church and all this, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, years start to pass by and you find yourself not inviting people as much as you used to, and you going through certain things and all of that, man. And so, like for um, me personally, man, is it was kind of, how can I describe it, man? It was like a roller coaster, but it was a roller coaster that was needed for me, man, because I feel like when people get saved early, like I did, and some may be way even earlier than I was, man. But when you come to the age of accountability, um,
Mm-hmm.
and God start holding you accountable for your actions and stuff like that, man, you got to really understand, like, that's when stuff get real. And just in general in life, man. Let's just say, for instance, man, I got saved, never had the desire or the will to want to get married, have kids, nothing like that, man. I ain't never want to do none of that stuff, man. But then my viewpoint and everything started to change, man. And um, I got married at 21, and
Okay. Okay.
so being married at 21, I'm around other 21-year-olds that's quote unquote living their life, they doing their thing, man. But I'm, so to speak, missing out on all of that because I
Mm-hmm.
chose another route. You know what I'm saying? So things that a regular 21-year-old would be doing, I'm trying not to do that because I'm trying to live for God and I'm trying to do things the best way that I can to please Him. And not only that, have a music ministry, so um, I'm trying to continue to be a leader. Got everybody and their mama watching everything you do, man. So it's like, you trying to prove yourself to not only yourself and the God, you find yourself trying to prove to other people, like, yeah, bro, I'm really living like that. I'm trying, but you know, God know everything that's gonna happen before it happen, man. And you find yourself coming in situations where you slip and fall, you backslide, you sin, and all of this happening while you say, you know what I'm saying? But I find that it'd be a problem, man. Like when you don't talk about that type of stuff and you just holding it in. Cause that's what was
Yeah.
going on with me, man. Like, come on, man. Like, I keep it real, but like certain stuff would be going on, and I'm like, say, man, I got a show tomorrow. How I'm about to go do this show, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, man, I gotta get it together, man, and get on stage and be in front of people, and the same messages that I'm getting on stage trying to help people with, man. I'm fighting with this stuff myself. You know what I'm saying? And it is the evolution of me, man. Like I say, you go from being zealous to um to getting to the point of where like I did, man. This might not happen with everybody, but I know I ended up finding out that I had became self righteous, man, because you trying so hard to do this thing right. You start to judge other people if they not doing it the way you taught or what you saying. Then you start looking at people crazy, man. And that ain't how that's supposed to go, man. Everybody got their walk with God. It's standards and it's rules and it's you know things that we are supposed to do, but everybody not gonna do everything the same way. And so I went through that stage of being super on fire, hot to feeling like I was a super Christian, like I'm the best Christian in the world. And if you don't do it like this, then that ain't right. And all you know, you wrong. You don't do it. If it don't look like what I'm doing, and I'm judging it. I had got convicted, man, and put out a whole project about spiritual correction, man. And
Say,
and so yeah, man.
you
So
know,
I
it's
went through
funny.
that.
Look, it make you laugh, man. Another little memory. Like I said, we got history, man. I remember one time, man, we was at a youth event, man. I want to say we was in Lawtell, man, and we was kind of talking to him afterwards. You know, and I'm laughing at you. You talking about how self righteous you was, man. And again, like I said, we gonna keep it real. You know, and that boy B said, they say, well, man, he said, man, I don't listen to no secular music, none at all. No
Hmm.
secular music. They say, well, man, what you listen to in the bedroom? That boy say, Shirley Caesar. I say, man, this boy, wow.
Yeah, I
And
say, man, I remember that. I remember that, bro. I say, man, look, man, I don't need all killing and all this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And but that comes from being like trying to block out every single thing, bro,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and, and, and be Superman, man, and you know what I'm saying? Like
And
life is.
what that turns into, I remember going through that phase, and I think we do it. We take just a hard dive into righteousness instead of allowing the Holy Spirit, to work us through that process. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that, and I literally, man, it got to the point to where, man, I didn't even want to leave the house. I was like, man, I can't, man, I don't want to, I can't be around cussing. I can't be around this. I can't be, and I'm not saying you subject yourself to that. But man, I was living in so much fear that it literally
say,
became a prison.
say,
You know
bro,
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what that stuff end up doing? If you are in a relationship or if you married, um, man, that stuff start causing tension, man, between you and your spouse, man, because um, maybe one person may not be on the same level as the other one is, man. And I know that was something that I was going through with my wife, man, because it looked like every single thing we was doing for fun had something to do with going to an event I had to go rap at, or something that the church was doing or something like that, and we wasn't really going on dates and stuff like that, man, because we had talks about not being involved in this type of activity, or going to this event because of this and that. That's cool, man. To each his own, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, man, this thing, everybody calls it a Christian walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
Christian run. It ain't no Christian sprint. It ain't no trampoline, man. Like this, it's a walk. So that means, we gotta do exactly what they say. We gotta walk, man. Don't rush into stuff like that. God know your heart, man, and He know the desires of your heart. He know exactly what's gonna happen before it happen, man. And He know, hey, look, He might go over there to that thing. She might go to this event, but it's about how you respond when you at certain things, bro. You can't succumb to your environment. You know what I'm saying? If you shine in the light, you supposed to shine light everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
sometimes we get to the spot to where we take fun out of our life. And being a Christian is supposed to still be a fun way to live, man. You know what I'm saying? And not compromising and stuff like that. But hey, who's to say, man? You might want to go to the movies and they cursing in the movie, man. You gonna stop going to the movies or what, man? You know what I'm saying? Like my viewpoint has changed so much on that, man, because you know I would find myself getting into arguments and stuff like that was unnecessary, and it's like, man, look, we not no babies, man. We know exactly what's right and we know exactly what's wrong, but
Hmm.
I still want to be able to do this thing and have peace in my house. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way. And so like a lot of things, man, that my wife would want to do, like I would always like try to bash it and be like, man, we ain't doing that with it. But then when I had to have a reality check, like, man, so what's wrong with that? What's wrong with going there? What's wrong with, you know, hitting the spot, or going to see what's going, and it could have been just something as small as a family get together. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
bro, I remember, man, and I'm gonna show you how deep it could get, man. At our wedding, bro, when we first got married, bro, man, we played the music selection that we picked was not what I felt it should have been, but I was trying so hard to make something look like it was supposed to look as far as like Christianity, to where our reception was kind of like a jazz event or something like that, man. And man, hey, man, we supposed to be having fun. I'm supposed to be enjoying my wife and stuff like that, man.
Man,
So
I
yeah,
DJ that thing.
yeah. So you should remember. You should
Yeah,
remember,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And the only hype music that was played was like my songs, and that ain't,
yeah, yeah.
that's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But that's
Man,
what I
look,
did. You know.
that's a whole nother episode, man. Authenticity. We're gonna do another episode on just legitimately being authentic in this walk, man. Just being authentic in this walk, man. I think that's again, like I said, we're gonna touch on them hard topics, man. And that it's almost like it being in a marriage, man. Sometimes those tough conversations are the most needed conversations. You know what I'm saying? And like I said again, that's what we wanted to do, is open up this platform for that. The man, another thing, like you were saying with the as far as the evolution, man, how did some of your relationships with people change? Just like you said, when man, one of the things that we wrestle with, like you said, when we make that transition from being a super saint, you know what I'm saying? Scared that, man, we run around here with a spiritual Tyvek suit on, scared that we gonna get infected. And would you let your guard down? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And not necessarily your guard down, but once you start walking and living in your freedom, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can get that misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, so and so that fell off. No, 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 no. I'm more spiritually in place than I've ever been. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? The so how did that look, man? How did some of those relationships change when you stepped outside of that box of expectations from other folk? You know what I'm saying? And really started to develop and walk on your own. How did that look? Or how is that
Um.
looking?
Uh. And for me to answer that, man, I know I keep saying it, but I feel like I gotta keep saying it because I can only speak for myself. Um. When asked questions like this, man, because everybody don't operate the same, and I respect everybody, man. But I know for me, I I don't consider everybody my friend, bro. I don't consider everybody I don't get it tight a lot of people like that, man. Um, but I know I got brothers and sisters in Christ, and I know I got people that's trying to do the same thing I'm doing, and I support everything everybody got going on when they walking like that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, of course, it was people, that over the years, man, being saved, like you find yourself being quote unquote cool with somebody or something like that for a while, and then they disappear, and you do something they don't like, you don't see them no more. They, everybody and their mama blowing your phone up, and then when you
Hmm.
make a slight change, don't nobody call or text no more unless they want something.
Yeah.
And one thing God told me a long time ago, and I put it in a few songs and stuff like that, man. People gonna be people, and that's just how it go. And so it don't matter if you say it or not. It go back to what I said when I learned that God still allow us to keep our character, man. So you really see people character, um, whether they say it or not, man. Oh, that's just life, man. So I handle everybody
For
accordingly,
sure.
bro. I handle everybody accordingly, man. So over the years, I had a lot of people that will be around. You know what I'm saying? I could say something as simple as I went through a phase where God had put it on my heart to open the studio up and do all of my beats for people for free. You know what I'm saying? For a long amount of time, man. And I
Yeah.
had buku people coming back and forth to the studio working on this, working on that, man. And the minute that phase was over with, and I started putting my price tag on stuff, man. You know, prices
Yeah.
going up. You know what I'm saying? Now
I
everybody, now
remember.
them
Yeah.
same people gone. You know what I'm saying? And like to to me, you know, if I'm working in the studio, man, that's my job. You know, business is business, man. You know what I'm saying? I respect your mind and stuff like that. But so it's never no bad blood with people, because I don't look for people to continue to be there. You know what I'm saying? If you in my life on the regular, it's because God got you there, and I recognize it and I hold it. It's sacred. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, people like that that's in my life, and you just so happen to be one of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all there for a reason. Um, you know, like I say, I don't just run around
Come
here
on.
calling everybody my friend and my partner and all that stuff, man. Like I know you, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But that's one of my biggest things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, no, be right on the track or be right this, be right that, man. But if you ain't never had a time where you could just sit there and say, Brian, what's up, man? How you doing? You ain't calling me by my first name, man. I already know what type of time we on. I know what it is. I respect it, bro. So to me, I don't really be caring about that part of it, man. How people change and stuff like that with me. I don't care about none of that, man. I gotta wake up and do what I gotta do every day, bro. So them same
Yeah.
people ain't
Yeah.
waking up on side me, unless they name Hannah right, bro. So, and my kids, man. So to me, I know it goes like that, man. But relationships with people and stuff like that, it be hard topics for other people to talk about. For me, I don't, man, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like your post, I love your post, I share what you got going on and stuff like that. But um, I know who my friends is, man. You know what I'm saying? I know who
Hmm.
my friends, my family, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
And but we all brothers and sisters in Christ, man. So that's why I know it's good for me to get along with people, man, because I don't look at stuff like that, Can't nobody hurt me like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because I know where I'm at and I know who I am and I know what I got going on. So I don't take everything strong like that, bro. So that's what helped me be me and continue to be me, because I don't worry about stuff like that. Now if God brings somebody new, people be hollering, no new friends. You can't say that, man, because God will bless your life with somebody at a time where you need them the most, and they might come out of nowhere. And now y'all lifelong friends, bro. So it work like that.
That's it.
But you got people, and I think we was just talking about that the other day. I feel like, when they talk about people being in your life for a season, man, people don't be realizing there's two sides to that, man. The season got to come back, man. Winter come back every year. Spring come back every year.
Yeah.
Fall come back.
Yeah.
Them same people probably only pop up when it's that season, man. But they'll remember you from the last time they seen you, but don't realize that growth is happening. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
both ends, or maybe somebody might be declining or whatever. So you can't judge nobody like that, man. All you can do is just be real and be genuine and handle each relationship accordingly with people, man. Because you never know where people be at in their life, bro. And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
when we understand that and respect people, man, I think that's when you able to get along with people a lot better than on the regular.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, man, and I believe that, man. I say all the time, man, I could be cool with everybody. It's just different levels, and I think when you find out where people fit in your life, and I think the when you find out where they fit in your life, it makes relationships stronger. Because I feel like sometimes we try to put people in places where they don't fit, and when you do that, man, you're creating an expectation for that person that they didn't even really ask for. You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter is, man, that happens with us in ministry a lot, man. Listen, I'll sit up there and tell you, man, I'm flawed. I be having issues sometimes. It ain't my fault that you placed me on that pedestal. You did that. You know what I'm saying? So you really set yourself up for disappointment, And I believe that that happens in a lot of relationships with people also. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like you said, man, I was listening to another guy. He said, "Man, I only fool with people that been battle tested." You know what I'm saying? If you can't go through the hard times with me, say, "Bruh, we can't rock with the if you can't." What they say, if you can't walk with me, you sure can't ride with me. You know, straight up, straight up, man. So look, what we gonna do? Hey, we hitting the 50-minute mark. What we gonna do, man? Listen, we gonna wrap this one up, all right? And what we gonna do, man? We gonna come on with another one. We gonna come back with another one, man. I know you into this coaching and everything else, and your evenings, man, they wrapped up. But listen, say, bro, just like at the house, we got the studio now. And one benefit of that is we can record and produce as much as we want. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage each and every one of you guys that have tuned in today to come on back and like I say, check us out again. Man, again, we're learning this equipment, we're digging in, but I feel like it's important again to get these stories out. You know what I'm saying? To get these stories out to allow people to be transparent. You know, I say often that we don't mind having prayer services, but testimony services is where the power comes in. You know what I'm saying? Being able to share your story, being able to share, hey, just walk in a transparent way, man. So, man, listen, is it anything you want to close with? Well, listen, anything you want to pause with? 'Cause we ain't closing, we coming back. Hmm. Yeah, we already know. Yeah, 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 man. Yeah, Yep. Yes, sir. Man, we just that butterfly emerging out of the cocoon, man. So man, like I say, hey, check out the albums. They coming out. We probably gonna drop a few more episodes before then, man. Like I say, we really want to open up and give you guys an opportunity, a platform, man, to be able to share. So again, man, hey, this has been live with Big Brother Brandon. We appreciate you all for tuning in, man. We love you guys, and hey, stay tuned.